Okay, so today we are unpacking an absolute giant of a series. We're looking at a story that's honestly almost as famous for its disappearances as it is for its brilliance. We are talking about Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, the classic hiatus x hiatus paradox. I mean, Yoshihiro Togashi has been serializing this in Weekly Shonen Jump since, what, 1998? But those gaps between chapters, they can literally be years long.
Right, but despite the stops and starts, it still has over 84 million copies in circulation. The fan base just doesn't leave. They wait.
Which really begs the question of why. What is actually in these pages that makes you willing to wait 4 years for a single chapter?
Exactly. And that is our mission for this deep dive today. We're going to start with a quick overview of the story to set the stage, and then we'll jump into the mechanics and themes that make it so uniquely fascinating.
Sounds like a solid plan. So let's just start with the premise. It basically centers on Gon Freecss. He's this 12-year-old kid living on Whale Island who suddenly discovers that his father Ging, who he totally thought was dead, is actually alive and is a legendary hunter.
Right, and we should probably clarify what a hunter actually is in this universe. Because a hunter license isn't just a permit to shoot deer.
No, not at all. It's essentially a diplomatic passport and a limitless credit card rolled into one. It's a literal license to go anywhere, hunt secret treasures, rare beasts, or even people. It grants just immense social privilege.
So Gon leaves home to take this incredibly grueling hunter exam so he can track down his dad. And along the way, he builds this core team. You've got Kahlua Zoldyck, an ex-assassin from a really notorious family who becomes Gon's best friend.
And then there's Kurapika. He's the sole survivor of the Kurta clan, and he is intense. He's seeking revenge against this bandit group called the Phantom Troop because they stole his clan's Scarlet Eyes.
Right, and rounding out the main crew is Leorio, who basically just wants the license to fund his medical studies. But the narrative arc, it's wild, right? It starts off as this typical adventure exam, but Togashi just constantly shifts genres.
Oh, absolutely. You go from what is essentially a mafia thriller in Yurdi City straight into a biological horror war in the Chimera Ant arc.
And that genre shifting is where it gets really interesting. Let's pivot to the appeal of the series here, specifically the power system, Nin. If you are a fan of hard magic systems, this is the gold standard.
It really is. Nen is basically the manipulation of aura, but it relies heavily on logic and personality rather than just raw emotion. There's this test called water divination to determine your specific type.
Oh, I love this part. You float a leaf in a glass of water and apply your aura. And if the water volume changes, you're an enhancer. So simple and honest. If the taste changes, you're a transmuter, whimsical, and maybe a bit dishonest.
Right. It ties superpowers directly to character traits. But the real genius here, the thing that totally raises the stakes, is constraints and vows.
Like risk and reward.
Exactly. Characters can set these strict rules for themselves to gain explosive power. But if they break those rules, they lose their ability entirely or even their life.
Kurapika is the prime example of this. He has an ability called Emperor Time that makes him incredibly powerful, but the constraint is just massive. It literally shortens his lifespan every single second he uses it. Or Gon, who makes a terrifying sacrifice later on just to defeat an enemy.
It turns battles into high-stakes gambling. It's never just about who punches harder. It's about information warfare. You have to use techniques like Geo to see hidden aura or to conceal your own traps.
If you stop thinking, you lose. And that intellectual depth extends right into the moral themes, too. The Chimera Ant arc is just a huge standout here, featuring the Ant King Meruem.
He starts as this brutal tyrant, literally eating humans. But his character evolution is profound. It's honestly one of the best arcs in manga history.
Because he finds his humanity not through war, but by playing a board game gungi against a blind, frail girl named Kamugi.
Yeah, through playing her, this monster learns genuine empathy, while the humans who are sent to kill him are forced to use increasingly monstrous tactics.
It completely flips the script on you. But Togashi doesn't let up on the complexity at all. I mean, look at the current arc, the succession contest taking place on the Black Whale ship.
Right, where 14 princes of the Cactan Empire are fighting to the death to become the next king. The sheer amount of text and characters involved right now is overwhelming. It really challenges you to keep track of dozens of conflicting agendas simultaneously.
So if you are looking to get into, or back into, Hunter x Hunter, just know it's a total deconstruction of the genre that absolutely demands your full attention.
Definitely. And here is a provocative thought to leave you with. The story is currently heading toward the Dark Continent, this place outside the known world map where the 5 great calamities originated.
Things like the weapon sphere Brion, or the gas life form AI.
Exactly. In the known world, humans are the hunters. But in the Dark Continent, we are the endangered species. With Togashi preparing new chapters, you really have to wonder if we finally reach this place. Is the true horror of this world only just beginning?